Welcome back to Access Anime. My name is Henshin Ikeda, and today I'll be doing a walkthrough and review of Ixion Saga Dimension Transfer Episode 13. Now, if you remember from last episode, we see Gustav and KT actually trailing Miranda and Sanglian, trying to find out if Cone and Icarlet are actually dead or not, just trying to at least confirm it. Now, while all this is going on, we see Dukakis. He's still at his campsite, and he's crazy. He's losing it. I mean, it's a hollow victory if Cone is actually dead, so he just wants a little closure. But while he's waiting for this closure, he's going crazy. I mean, literally, he's going crazy. Now, toward the end of the episode, we find out apparently Miranda and Sanglian actually set up a funeral for Cone and, Icarlet, and it looks very believable. I mean, this funeral, they had gravestones, they had everything, and it looked so believable. Because it was so perfect, something has to be up. I mean, if certain people Icarlet, she's a princess if I'm correct. If she were to, actually die, wouldn't there be more people? Wouldn't you want the whole world to know? Just putting that out there. And, obviously Cone, this is a different world for him, so he doesn't have any family. Just putting that out there. But again, this funeral looked too perfect, and in my opinion, it's fake. Now, Gustav and KT, they're seeing this from the distance, and they believe it, because they're stupid. And I guess they're going to tell Dukakis what they found out, or something along those lines. But again, that's where the episode ends, and I'll hold my final thoughts and my rating at the end of the clip, so stay tuned. But let's dive right in. Now, we open up this new episode actually in a dramatic opening, and I love it. I love everything about this dramatic opening, because we see Cone and Icarlet appear out of nowhere. They join Miranda and Sanglian, and it's amazing. That's all I will say about that. The music was right, the background images, everything, it looked perfect. Now moving on to a different scene, we're taken to a city, and we're introduced to a new character already. We just got, Cone and Icarlet are finally back, and now we have a new character. Well, okay, bear with me. New city, new character, let's go with it. So her name is Miranda, not Miranda, not from, Cone's group, but her name is Miranda, and she's a blonde, and she keeps saying good morning. Like, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Not like, good morning, good morning. No, I can't even sing, and it's like, you want to say, like, something from Family Guy, like that kind of good morning or something. No. She like says, good morning, morning, morning. Like, what's wrong with this girl? She's too nice, she's too perky, she's a blonde. I'm not saying anything's wrong with blondes, don't get me wrong, it's just, her personality is very questionable. It's questionable, because we don't even know jack about this character. But sorry, I digress. Moving on. Now she goes downstairs, we see her parents, she kisses her father very passionately, she hugs her mother. She's a train wreck. They're scared of her. I would be too, if that was my kid. What's wrong? Who screwed you up to make you this way? Did they drop you on your head? Did somebody break up with you? Did somebody die in the family? We don't know. So we are taken to a different scene, of course. Now, Miranda, she's just kind of out of it, but she wants to go see grandmother. She wants to see her grandmother. But apparently her father tells her, yeah, grandmother, yeah, it's not a good idea. She broke her leg. Yeah, that's not going to stop Miranda. In fact, she's going to go anyway. So she's going to go see her grandmother and cheer her up, even if her grandmother has a broken leg. And she's walking through this little city, and all the citizens are scared of her. They're in their houses, they're closing their doors, their shutters, and we don't know why. Does she have a magical power that scared the shit out of people? Did she terrorize people? Is she unlucky? We don't know. They're just scared out of their minds. They're trying to avoid her. Now we are taken to a different scene with Cone. That's right, Cone. Everyone else, they're finally in the same city as Miranda, ironically. Now I should point out, Cone, we do a little light flashback on how Cone and Icarlet did not get killed by Dukakis. What's their magical, what's the magic? Show the magic. What's the magic? How did you live? It's a mirror trick, plain and simple. It was a mirror trick. They had a mirror that was out. This was back in that little ruined castle, and they were off to the side, so the mirror would capture their reflection. So once Dukakis blew up the mirror, it looked like, they were dead, even though they were off to the side. Now, in my opinion, Dukakis, you're a moron. Wouldn't you want to check for blood, traces of torn clothing, something, maybe get your Elma gear back that, Cone stole from you? Well, didn't steal, one, technically. But, something as a shred of evidence, but you just walked away. So, Dukakis, you are a moron. But again, that's the magic behind how Cone actually survived with Icarlet. And moving on past that, I have to point out Cone, because we're in this new city, he has a stomach ache. And it looks serious. Usually he jokes around when he's pissed off, missing something, something like that. This stomach ache looks very genuine, like it could be, worth checking up on. But apparently everyone else around him could care less. They don't care really or want to hear it. So we're taken to a different scene with Miranda, and she's finally at her grandmother's house. And I love her grandmother's house. It looks like something straight out of a book in general. You know, like I want to say fairy tale, like a fairy tale book, like Little Red Riding Hood's grandmother's house, that kind of house. Really cute, very pointy, just putting that out there, but moving on. Now she's feeding her grandmother. Apparently her grandmother is choking on a sub or a sandwich, thanks to Miranda. I was like, well, it's what counts. It's the thought that counts, you know? But she's choking, and Miranda is like ignoring her grandmother, cleaning up the house, and just when Miranda's grandmother is about to, drink some water, she gets knocked out. I was like, how could you knock out your grandmother and not know it? I mean, she didn't even turn around to check her grandmother out. It's like, are you okay? It's like, you're choking. Like, she was just a neat freak. So again, Miranda knocks her grandmother out, then ends up leaving without noticing, her grandmother was knocked out. I was like, I thought she's just oblivious to everything. So just putting that out there. But again, we are taken to a different scene with Cone. Now, Cone is just walking down with Icarlet and everyone else, and Miranda comes out of nowhere and bumps right into Cone. Now again, neither one of these characters knows each other at all, but right off the bat, Miranda falls in love with seeing Cone. I was like, okay, that's happened before in an anime series, that's common, but it was adorable to see her blush. It's like, aww. Then you're like, wait, she's a screwed up character. This is gonna go somewhere. This has got to go somewhere. She's a effed up character, and she's in love with Cone. Now there's like it's kind of like a dramatic scene in my opinion, but moving on past that, of course, Cone doesn't know who this person is, and they go their separate ways, obviously, but Miranda keeps having these dream sequences that do not make any sense. Like, what's happening is up in here, it's not actually happening, so she's in La La Land. It's weird. I don't know how else describe that, but she is just effed up in the head. Now, Cone, however, is still not feeling good, and he's being very over dramatic about it. Just putting that out there. Now we are taken to a different scene with Cone, and he's being told to go to the doctors, see the doctors. So he's heading to the doctors after everyone checks into this little hotel or whatnot, or little cottage, whatever you want to call it, little house. I said cottage, that's not really what I meant, but like a hotel. But anyways, I digress. We do see Cone actually heading to the doctors finally, check out his stomach ache, if it actually is worth checking up into. And we see Miranda chime in. She punches him. It's like, what? Why the hell are you gonna punch someone you don't even know? And I thought you were in love with him. And it was like, what? He didn't even get to go see the doctor, and he's already getting punched by someone who's in love with him. It's like, what? So Cone goes back to Icarlet and everyone else, and they don't know what to really make of this. Like, why did this girl punch you? You must know who she is. And I'm like, wait, Cone's not even from this world, so obviously he doesn't know who she is. But Icarlet, Miranda, Sanglan, they're coming up with their own ideas on why this girl would punch you. To each their own. Who the hell cares? Moving on to a different scene now, we see Cone and Miranda. That's right, Miranda is now going to join Cone because just to either protect him, walk him there, something, just to see what's really up. So Miranda is now with Cone, and you do see Miranda in the bushes or in the background watching everything. She's like, so you're cheating on me, type of a feel, like with this woman. I'm like, wait a minute, Miranda is a guy, a beautiful guy regardless. I love the character design still, but I mean, if that's Cone cheating, then he's got poor taste. Good taste in the body, bad taste in that's a dude. But again, Miranda doesn't know Jack, so just putting that out there. And again, Cone and Miranda are actually heading to the doctor's office, and Miranda is pissed off with what she's seeing. I mean, she sees another attractive woman taking her man. Technically, they've never even been out on a date. Just putting that out there. And she attacks Cone with a sword. I'm like, where the hell did you get a sword? Did you pull it out of your ass? I mean, where did she hide this big ass sword? This is Miranda. We don't even know this character, and she attacks Cone with the sword because she's pissed off because she sees Cone with another woman, which is actually a dude. I'm like, if she would sit down and talk things out, I'm pretty sure it would be more clear what's actually happening here. But I digress. But again, Cone, he basically catches her per se, and he falls at the same time. I don't know how to describe it. It's like, well, first of all, Miranda attacks Cone, so it looks like he's about to die, in my opinion, because he's been caught off guard. And we see he falls, and then we see Cone, he catches. That's right, we see Miranda, she falls, Cone catches her, And it's like, while this was going on, apparently Miranda sliced off Mirandle's top, what was holding her breast in, per se. She's like cut it in half by accident. And Mirandle's pissed. Oh my goodness, she is pissed. Miranda, she's like, you ripped my dress. You ripped my top. She's like, her tits were hanging out with, censored slightly, because they're hidden. Like, oh, Mirandle's pissed. And while all this is going on, Miranda has fallen in love with Cone even more. Think about it. Cone just saved Miranda from falling after she swung her sword and was falling. I'm like, dude, I know you want to be a gentleman, and she's somewhat of an attractive woman, but she's a psycho. What the hell are you doing? So I was like, okay, Miranda just dashes. She punches Cone and runs. I was like, what? That makes no sense. She punches Cone and then she runs. This woman is effed in the head. But moving on to a different scene that makes a lot more sense. We see Cone, and he's finally at the doctor's. And again, Miranda, her top is all fixed now, or his top's all fixed. And again, Cone is at the doctor's house. He's talking with the doctor, and apparently his stomachache is food poisoning, so it was serious. Now, we also find out, apparently Cone's collarbone was broken, thanks to Miranda. And he's talking to the doctor, and you assume maybe this doctor might know who Miranda is, since it's a small city. No helpful advice. He's like, so how'd you break your collarbone? Oh, this girl. And he's like going off in a tangent. It's like, he doesn't care. The doctor really doesn't understand Jack. But anyways, that's where we're at with Cone. He has a stomachache and a broken collarbone. So sad, too bad. Now we are taking to a different scene with Miranda, and she attacks Cone yet again, and this time with a chain. Yeah, like, where's she getting all these weapons? Where's she hiding them? I was like, oh, what the hell? But Cone, he basically says bye. He's saying bye to everything, because now he's trapped. He's, in Miranda's grips, per se, and he's being tortured. And he's saying goodbye to everything. Goodbye to his video game account. Goodbye to his anime, movies, everything that he always wanted, that he had in the other world. And then he's like, well, wait a minute. In the next scene, Cone's like, he snaps out of it. He's like, wait. If I let this go any further, if I say goodbye now, someone's going to find my hard drive in my computer, which all this provocative crap and all my secrets, and they're going to expose it. He's like, no, that's not going to happen. I'm like, what? Oh, you think about that now? Who the hell cares? You're chained up by a psycho girl. Of course you want to live, dumbass. But anyways, he snaps out of it, and he wants to live, and Miranda pauses, because she thinks, oh, he's having an epiphany or something. He's snapping out of it. Great, he wants to live. And then he runs. He's like, you see, Coney's actually trying to run away. But all I'm just saying, Miranda's falling in love with this guy more. It's just a setup. But all I can say is, taking to a different scene with Cone, and he's running away. But Miranda catches him automatically, and there's a duel. I'm like, there's a duel? Where the hell did this duel come from? Now you see Icarla and everyone else. We're in the middle of nowhere, like a forest maybe, and there's a duel between Miranda and Cone. I'm like, okay. And Miranda is in the zone. She can use her sword. I was like, so she's got her own sword, and then Cone's got his, and his Alma gear's already out. I was like, where is this gonna go? He's not gonna beat the crap out of this girl. I mean, that's just not his style, but she's in the zone. She's kicking his ass, literally. And if she wins, apparently if Miranda wins, Cone has to say he's in love with her. But ironically, if Cone wins, he can do whatever he wants to Miranda, even though he didn't even bother betting. He doesn't want to do shit to her. He wants to get the hell away from her. And yet that's what the stakes are. And out of nowhere, it snaps. He's like, you know what? Miranda, I quit. I went, I surrender. You win. I'm like, he's doing it because he doesn't want to beat the crap out of a girl. And at the same time, she's psychotic. And she's pretty good with the sword, by the way. She's really good with the sword. Just putting that out there. And again, he loses on purpose. She didn't even win. And we are taken to a different scene, and apparently now everyone's leaving, like Cone, everyone else, Sanglion, they're in a carriage and they're getting the hell out of there, and Miranda is, she's content. She's, okay, he lost, cool. But now she's in love with Sanglion. I'm like, what? Now she's in love with Sanglion? Whoa, this woman screwed up. But again, we do see Sanglion and everyone else leaving, and that's the end of the episode. Final thoughts? Miranda, you're amazing with the sword, and I hope we get to see you in more episodes, but what the hell is your problem? I mean, are you crazy? Are you on something? What's up? But again, I hope she is going to stay with Cone and everyone else, because she's really great with the sword. I'm just putting that out there. She knows how to handle her shit. I mean, if she were to take on Dukakis, she could get away with a lot of stuff. Now, if she's using Elma gear, is that sword an Elma gear? I'm pretty sure it's not. I'm just putting that out there. Now, moving on to Dukakis, I hope the next episode we get to see him actually, like, where's he at? What is he doing? Is he actually going to believe that Cone and E-Carlet are actually dead? I think it's going to fester up inside of him and it's going to explode. He wants to check it out for himself probably, so he might actually hunt down Sanglion and E-Carlet. I'm just putting that out there. But again, that is it for my final thoughts. As per my rating, at first I was going to give this a 3.5 out of 5 because I was kind of pissed off that there was no real fight scenes. Then at the end I saw the fight scene, I see this psychotic girl, and I'm going to stick with a 3.5 out of 5. I know the build-up was I was going to give it a 4. No, 3.5 out of 5. Why? Was there any drama? Not, in my sense, not real drama. This was fake drama between a girl we don't even know. She's a new character. I mean, Miranda, really? Yeah, there's drama, but with her. Who the hell cares? As for seeing, Miranda's top explode out because, it was sliced open, definitely interesting, but it's a dude, so you gotta remember that. But again, was there any fight scenes? Yes, the last scene of the episode was a fight scene, so just keep that in mind. So, final rating, 3.5 out of 5. Plain and simple. I have to give this a 3.5 out of 5 only because I felt this episode could have been more, even though it was funny. It was definitely funny. But again, final rating, 3.5 out of 5. And again, that ends it for my walkthrough and review of Ixion Saga Dimension Transfer episode 13. But again, guys, comment down below, let me know, thumbs up, thumbs down, definitely subscribe, check me out on Twitter, and follow me if you like. And definitely sign up for my forum, check my website out. That's all on my YouTube page as well as my website, so definitely check them out. And again, let me know what you thought of this episode, and let me know what you thought in the next episode that's going to be coming out. But again, guys, definitely comment, let me know what you thought. But I gotta go, I gotta hit the books, I gotta hit the bricks as well. That's right, I gotta read some manga, a lot of stuff I gotta do. I've still got 3 more walkthroughs and reviews to do today and tomorrow, so definitely stay tuned. But I gotta go, guys, and before I go, I gotta say it, and I always say it, you can't stop the access, but you can watch the feed. I'll see you later, guys.